Hello everyone and welcome to His Author's Voice. I am the author, Jack Sanger. The story you're about to hear, Ring, concerns our sense of security in our own homes and how easily that can be shattered. I hope you like it. Ring. Thinking back, the story begins when a neighbour is talking over the fence. "Have you seen the ads for door security?" he asks me. "Ring, it's called." "No," I say, continuing deadheading my roses. "What, never?" says he. "Don't have a telly," I say. He stares at me like I'm some kind of degenerate. "Well, I don't know about that. Anyway, you're missing something," he says, a bit waspish. "Something big." "Oh," I say, trying to sound particularly disinterested. "Everyone's getting Ring. I got it, but I see that you don't yet. The thing is that they say that unless everyone has it, then you leave a big hole that breaches the entire system. You've got to persuade your neighbours to join in for Neighbourhood Watch. That way we protect each other." I say. "It's a big thing, you know," he goes on, getting a little bit more heated. "Kids being protected against predators, women against rapists, people of colour against racists, the vulnerable elderly like yourself. The lot." "Really?" I ask, wondering about how he's making the connections. "They're doing so much, you know, for society, the common good and all that." He stares at me. "You haven't got a television? Really?" "No." "But you've got a computer, yes?" "No." "Smartphone?" "No." I think I'd better stop his drift. "I do everything on paper, safer that way. Take it into town on my bike, deliver, sign, pay by cheque." "Whoa!" says he. "What's the name for your kind of people? Anarchists?" "I believe the word you're looking for is Luddites." "Is it? Never heard of it." "Anyway," he goes on, "you can come round and watch my television any time and you see what Ring's up to. It's amazing. It's like being part of something big and important. It makes you feel all cosy, totally protected, you know." "I'm glad for you." I try to mute the sarcasm in my voice. He doesn't notice. "But it's not just for me. It's for you too. It began with a start-up and people invested and it really took off. A big success story. Now they've even bought a major TV channel. Quiz shows, news, comedy. They do the lot. All for special subscribers. Once you buy their door security, you're in. Everything for a reduced fee. Amazing." I'm getting more irritated, but also intrigued by his zealousness. He sounds like a cult member. I stick my hand shears into the soil and stare at him for the first time. It's been months since I last saw him this close. He's wearing a black suit with no jacket lapels and one of those mandarin collars on his white shirt. His hair is cut trim and shaved round the ears. I struggle a bit to remember, but I think he used to have longish hair and check shirt and jeans. "Is it a church day?" I asked jokingly. "You're looking smart." "Aha! You noticed. They said you would." "Did they?" "Yeah, on their shopping channel. You get the uniform cut price once you subscribe for continual upgrading. It's done auto on their systems. Every time they find a possible glitch in their programming, then blam! They erase it. I think everyone in our village wears their stuff now except you. That's kind of also how I knew you hadn't joined the gang, you know." I like gardening in my jeans and cap. Mucky work. Yes, he said, but they do a version of the uniform for labouring too. To cut our conversation short, I asked the question he really wants me to ask. Oh, so what exactly is this door security system? Ah, now you're asking. He leans forward. For X amount a month, depending on how highfalutin you want it, you can be in constant contact with your doors, windows, chimneys, if you've got them. Anyway, all the security spaces, Ring calls them orifices, around your home. You get a tag to wear, and so does your family and pets. Now, anyone without your family code who comes within 20 yards of your place immediately sets an alarm off. Their picture comes up on your smartphone or whatever, and it's relayed back to HQ, police, and the like. You can then ask them via the speakers around your place who they are and what do they want. They get recorded, and voice recognition helps to tell if they're bona fide on the system. The full kit means you can tag your wife and kids for when they go to school, shopping and so on. If anything looks a danger to them, they press a button and data is fed back in the same way. Crime has practically vanished from whole areas of the country. It's amazing. You must be living in the dark ages not to know about it. Well, I didn't, I say. The fact of the matter is that I live alone. I write poetry and I paint. I make a trip into town for essentials I need for my creative activity. I'm a vegan and grow nearly everything I need, though I buy in staples like flour, oats, salt and spices, and some seeds in the spring. I've been this way for 10 years since my wife died, and I came to live here in this sprawling village in the middle of nowhere where everyone has a bit of land and mostly keep to themselves. I don't entertain guests, and I don't entertain conversations with neighbours if I can help it. Well, that's why I can easily recount these details. They stand out clearly in my memory. What else are they offering? I ask. Well, as I said, TV channels, clothes, social media groups, special offers on all kinds of things, special interest rates at the bank, reductions on medical insurance. Amazing. It's a new world. As they say, club together and prosper. And it's good for the economy. Big cuts in policing, social services. But you're not a private citizen anymore, I say casually. Oh, they have an answer for that. Yes, sir. If everyone knows everything about everyone, then there's no way bad actors can get the drop on you. My data is everyone's data and vice versa. All for one and one for all. He looks at his watch. Hey, look at the time. I've been chatting. Got to go. They're announcing the lottery winners in about 20 minutes, and the family like to sit down with nibbles and a drink. Luxuriate. It's a kind of occasion every week. He suddenly says to me, if you like, it's like Thanksgiving. Sorry, I've got a lot of things to do. Well, to be continued. I'm sure you'll see the advantages in due course, but my advice to you is buy in while prices are low and maybe get a TV and phone on the same contract. There are amazing bargains about. Thanks, I say, picking up the shears. He disappears from the fence and I get back to my flowers. The last bit of the story comes about maybe 6 weeks later. I'm a bit late getting ready for a monthly shop. I've had to wait for my pickup to charge up. When I'm ready, I head into town. Something slows my progress. First, I'm the only vehicle on the road. Second, all the house driveways have their cars still in them. Third, I realise that all the doors and windows of the homes have been left open. And later on in the outskirts, it's the same with the business premises, and it isn't that warm, being autumn. Finally, the town itself is like a huge Marie Celeste. No people. Everything gaping to the world. I go into the store. Nobody. I quickly load up the truck with my usual provisions and more, and leave a cheque for the rough amount on the till. I'm nearly at my drive entrance and see that the gate is open. So I stop and park off-road in some trees and approach on foot, keeping out of sight as much as my aging bones will allow. There's a new black bus drawn up outside the house. In gold lettering on its side is proclaimed the single word, Ring, in capitals. I hide, watching my front door. It is ajar. After a few minutes, a group of men and women come out. They seem to be the same age, mid-30s. They're wearing the same uniform my neighbour wore. Their hair is cut the same. They keep checking instruments in their hands and shaking their heads and looking around. When they've driven off, I take what I need from my studio and everything else for survival and head into the mountains to this cabin, which I bought years ago, fortuitously included in the house deal. One day I had thought as I signed the contract, even the house might not be isolated enough for me to do my work. Society has this way of crowding in. When that day comes, I remember thinking, well, there we have Ring. I hope you enjoyed it. There are many more short stories on this site that you can listen to. And if you prefer reading rather than listening, you can go to my website, www.jacksanger.com. There are novels, plays, short stories, poetry, and you can download for free, or you can make a donation if you wish. So in the meantime, please subscribe, and you'll be informed when the next short story arrives. Bye for now. Bye-bye.